it's AJ and I am back with another video, and in today's video I am going to be going through my 2019 sketchbooks. Well, I say that there was actually quite a lot, so I think I actually have probably at least 3 videos worth of stuff, maybe even 4, seeing as I've just found this little one hiding underneath there. So over the next course of a couple of weeks I will probably go through these and put them up on YouTube. Now I have no idea what order anything is in. These are kind of just, I mean, I've even got some loose papers here and I don't really date anything anymore either, which is a bit of a bummer. But let's start with this one and see what I've actually got in here. Now they are completed ones, so they should be full of stuff, I'm hoping. So let's begin. Okay, so this is one that I categorized as character and gesture, and so they should be okay. If they were stuff like that had nudity in and things like that, because I was practicing anatomy and things, it would say and not safe for work stuff. So hopefully that's good. It looks like I've actually already been through here once and gone and tagged some of the pages, but I figured I'd go through it with you as well, just so that you can see what I got up to in 2019. So this is a bit of a character sheet. Now I did actually use a reference for sort of character sheets using Mark Crilly's manga art book, and got a nice little page which shows sort of the different side of doing like character splashes and things like this. A random little character that I've drawn. I've got this habit of just doing like characters just on odd bits and sheets. Now I have in my new sketchbook this year started filling in sketchbook pages, and I tend to see this like just kind of a bit of a waste, although I do quite like the anatomy. I was kind of slowly starting to get the anatomy there, which I'm quite happy about. This isn't one of my characters actually. This is the Angel of Death, which is the character that I was in my last video. Just some sort of like side profile sort of work. Again, I think for this one I was following a photograph or something like that. I might have been, I can't 100% remember, but I think I just started it and then something distracted me and then I had to go on doing something else. My quest to create a profile picture for myself is still ongoing. I do like the one that I've got, but it's quite old now and I am looking at replacing it at some point. This is again my Pokesona sort of style of things, which I have actually now developed quite well from when I did this one initially. See, all this wasted space, which again is just a sort of byproduct of my inability to finish things. I actually really enjoyed making this piece. I remember doing this, I think I was at work at the time and it was relatively quiet. So I sat down, opened my sketchbook up, and I just drew these 2 characters. I quite like the sort of pose and gesture that he's got there, and the sort of floaty girl ghost. And as you can see there, I was using the sort of idea of gesture lines. I think I'd just recently gone through a little book that's talked about gesture drawing. Floating head. Moving on, a character there as well. Yep. This is me sort of doing the profile side of things again. It still was a little bit off, the nose is a little bit off there, but I have been working on doing side profiles as well. I love this piece actually. It's just a nice little sketch. Again, I was at work. Actually, it's one of the ones that I've tagged there, look, as well, which is quite nice. So it just shows that I did look at this and think about it before. I like the way I managed to do these sort of like almost scrolly type things, and the way the scroll is holding it up. I was kind of thinking this was sort of like an elven librarian, which is not totally cliche, right? Again, just another little character. I quite like the hair here. It's kind of like a sort of Yu-Gi-Oh style hair, and where it's all sort of sticky uppy, and I think the character's name was Joey. who have the really crazy sticky uppy hair. And I quite like the sort of Hellberg type thing, although it's not proportionally correct. I am still working on that. Another sort of character, I think this is another rendition of the Angel of Death. This is, again, sort of gesture, getting the gestures there, and just doing the flow. I've just abandoned it partway through. Another abandoned one. Another abandoned one. Although this does kind of look like a little cute character. And yep, another one not quite done yet. And again, I did start doing a bit of blue pencil crayon there, which is quite interesting. And again, my quest for finding a sort of avatar-y type profile picture for me. I think this might have been the one. No. Yeah, I'm just sort of going through, seeing what sort of style I like, and hopefully getting there. I'm not sure what's happened with the shading there, but yeah. Here's one with sort of gaming hands. I think I was doing this whilst I was thinking of doing my gaming channel. I quite like that sort of little sort of haunter style type thing. Got this rather stern looking character there. Quite like doing these sort of hot 3/4 view portraits. I just never get around to finishing them off and adding colour to them. A sort of dancing-y type character. This would be more of sort of a silhouette-y type thing, rather than an actual developed character. So this one, again, I was at work and I was listening to videos on music on YouTube, and some of them have those really nice sort of characters. Some of them have those really nice. I'm going to turn this off. Yeah, so some of them have nice images on there, and I got some inspiration. And there was this character standing on this sort of I think it was scaffolding. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I've just sort of really got into that sort of aesthetic there. Another sort of profile, and this is a much better go at this. It's kind of using the sort of circle and then adding the sort of square at there to do the profile. This is again my ever growing attempts of doing Pokemon or Pokesonas and more icon sort of work. This is me really thinking about how I was going to do my gaming channel icons and things like that. I really like this profile picture actually. I think I did a move eventually on trying to do stuff with that on the computer, but I wasn't too sure. I was also going to do some little emoji things as well. I'm actually really quite happy with them. I might go look back into them and re-envision them. I might just keep this sketchbook out. A sort of swafing, I think the word's swafing, where it goes like that with the hand. And I quite like the sort of flow of the character. I think this one was referenced from one of those YouTube videos that I talked about. I love this piece. This piece has again been marked on there. She is just a random character, I think. I'm not sure if she might have been an original character that I was thinking of at some point, but she's just a random character for the purpose of this video. And I just really sort of like the sort of directions he's got. It's almost got that sort of Naruto running pose type thing going on there, and I did really well, I think, with the profile of this and the hair as well. I'm really happy with the hair. I did actually do something similar a few years back. I think it would have been probably 2015. Thinking all the way back to there, where I did I did a similar sort of character in that sort of similar sorts of way. This was me expanding on that other one, trying to do a full body one, but I've not got the right gesture for it there. It's a bit sort of chunky, but I have been working on anatomy recently, which I might go through some of my books for that one. I'm not 100% sure because they do have a bit of sort of nudity on there, just for reference practicing purposes. And this is sort of like, I always struggle with like drawing a picture from the back, and this was sort of me doing Captain Barbossa because he's one of my favourite Pirates of the Caribbean characters. I just love like the way he is in there, and I love the little monkey jack and everything as well. This, I believe, so we've got The Last Airbender, and then we've got the Last Airbender spin-off, which the name has escaped me for now, but I will splash it. Karina, I think is it Karina or something like that. I think it's something like Karina or something like that. And this was from again another one of those sort of like music-y video type things where they have the thing splashing across from it, and I really enjoyed that's this sort of pose where she's like bending fire, I want to say, or it might have been water. I think it was water, and it just kind of like had this nice flow to it, which water does tend to have. Some more sort of gesture drawing here, bit sort of statuette-y. I'm still trying to figure out male anatomy and stuff because they tend to be quite bulky anyway. This was me doing, this person's meant to be on some sort of racer type thing, although at the moment it doesn't look like that. It looks like it's something a bit more yeah, just moving on. Oh, I've gone upside down. Let's just throw all this background here like this. I've still gone upside down. Yeah, so this is, well, it's kind of like both ways. Basically, what I have to do is I have to do this. Left-handed, I don't end up having problems with the wiry. Left-handed, damn problems with the wiry. So I have to flip them over and like that, so it gets really difficult sometimes to figure it out. But yeah, so this is again my sort of journey into trying to find some sort of avatar for myself, which I really like and would like to be able to try and keep for as long as possible. Now the trouble is, I'm not too sure, and perhaps maybe you guys can help me. So what I'm going to do is here. I'm going to add a little question in the cards. Now, I have a beard and I have glasses, both of which are quite difficult to draw. And it kind of, I end up feeling as though I ruin the piece. Now, what do you think I should omit when I'm drawing? Should I omit the glasses? But the glasses are a big part of me. Or should I omit the beard, which is equally a big part of me. However, I can get rid of that if I need it, but I don't have to do it. You don't have to, guys, don't even have to know I've got a beard really, but yeah, it's sort of like one of those things. So what do you think I should do? Should I try and do an avatar that's got both of them, or does it not matter at all? Or should I just do what the heck I want and make it easy for myself? Let me know either by commenting if you're not too up about doing cards, but if you want to, you can vote in the sort of poll-y type thing as well. Here's another one. This is sort of like me trying to do it so that there's less body to draw. So this would be like some sort of screen, because I tend to draw with things pitched at a certain angle, because then it makes it easier to do. Again, this is sort of like me with a sign. Ignore the perspective. Moving on. A sort of surprised look type thing, which kind of happens to me quite often, to be fair. I kind of end up with this sort of like, what's going on sort of look. And here we have me again. This is sort of like my sort of style, so I sort of like to wear these baggy ninja type short things, along with either a vest, not a vest, what's it called, a waistcoat when it's summer, or if it's winter then I'll wear like a body warmer type thing. And then I tend to always have some variation of a checkered shirt, either blue or red, so that's sort of like why there. And I also, because I have longish hair every now and then, I have a beanie to keep it sort of safe. And then I've got my glasses and then my beard. I kind of like this because it kind of like allows me to then do it so that I can point to stuff. So I'll like have this in the sort of corner of the thing, and I've got it pointed to the subscribe now button sort of thing, you know, which is what you guys should totally do for more videos like this. I realise I am talking for quite a bit now, and here is Erica. Now she is from my A Collision of Worlds series. It's kind of a bit of a spoilery type thing here, but I'm not going to go into too much details about the character. If you do want to find out about Erica and any other characters in my A Collision of Worlds series, you know what you can do? You can go and buy my books. That's right, they are available on Amazon, and as always, any support like that by buying my books, they are fantasy, stroke, sci-fi, any sort of support like that will be greatly appreciated. And if you do happen to go and buy it, let me know, and I can give you a little bit of a shout out in another video maybe sometime. Obviously don't just say you did it and then not actually have done it just for a shout out. I'd probably like to see some sort of photograph to show that you got the book. And then this is another sort of going back to the sort of unfinished work. This is going to be, I believe, Reich from my Void All Children series, which is what I alluded to on the other video. Either Reich or Rim Elgato, but he comes with a version of Rim. Yeah, so keep an eye out for that character. I've drawn this character a couple of other see, this is what happens now. You a lot of the time, like on my Instagram, you'll see my better stuff. This is the sort of stuff that I don't tend to show. This is me sat down trying to draw, and I'm having one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, that ain't happening today. And I'm like trying, and then this is the sort of result of that. So no matter how practiced you are, some things like this always happen. This is better. It's not great. The mouth isn't great, but it's sort of like, I think I actually did draw this and then this pretty much straight after. I kind of like abandoned that one and was like, let's try again. So it's always good to persevere, and remember that you will always have the sort of days where you just feel as though you can't draw. And here we are on to one of my favourite characters. This is Haley Dakai. I'm going to do a bit of a sort of a series of videos for Haley Dakai, just purely because she's going to be coming up in a couple of stories that I'm writing at the moment, or have even written, and I'm going to start posting on my website. If you haven't gone and checked out my website yet, you totally need to. It's AJ Creation Studios, and I'm going to be posting short stories directly up to that, or at least to something like, I don't know, webtoons or something. And I'm just really looking forward to showing this character off a bit more. I really enjoyed doing this piece actually. The pose was really good, and I had gone on to colour it. In fact, actually, I'm just going to quickly try and find the coloured version, which should be in my Haley Dakai project file. Here it is. See, that wasn't even, I didn't even wait too long for that. I actually was able to find that quite quickly. So this is subject to HD, Haley Dakai. Yeah, I'm a bit of a nerd with this sort of stuff. So here is, so what I did was I sketched it out, and then I did, these are like some of the older sketches. This is going to go on to a bit of a tangent. So so these are like the early sketches. So this was 2017. So this was Haley Dakai in 2017. Actually, I really did quite well with the skin tones there. I don't know why I still struggle with skin tones, but I still do. And then this is the sort of re-sketched version of the one you saw in the book with a bit more detail because it's a little bit bigger. Haley Dakai on a phoenix. And then this is the coloured version of the one you just saw in my sketchbook, and yeah, I used markers for it, and I was really happy with how this turned out, like the smoke and things like that as well, and the hair. So that was really good. There's a few more in here now which I'm not going to show because it will just literally hijack the entire video, but I have been developing this character, their design and everything, quite a bit. I do believe I'm coming up to the end of this sketchbook. Here's some more sort of poses of Haley Dakai. In fact, actually, I'm gonna need to scan these in on the computer and do that, because I quite like some of the way, particularly this stance here. I think I'll just bring it up to the camera a little bit more. I just like the sort of, it's kind of like got that nice flow to it. There you can see in between there, like I'm working on the anatomy of the character there, and then this is sort of like her hell blazing sort of transformation. I've then got this, which again was meant to be Haley Dakai, but it kind of doesn't have the same energy, and then me playing around with some come on, there we go. Oh no, that's still bad, but never mind. Playing around with like some type. Oh no, that is just purely because that's me being really sketchy with it. Yeah, just playing around with like how I'd want the sort of title to be. I actually really enjoyed making this piece, and I remember doing this piece. This piece was just sort of like a bit of flow, and I really like the sort of way I managed to do the dress and this here. It's kind of just a nice sort of elegant sort of piece. Let's have a look. This one's just somebody looking up to the sky. Again, just nice flow. As you can see how I'm really starting to understand flow a bit better. And yeah, another sort of character portrait. Some fan art. Oh wow, I didn't realise I'd done some fan art in here in my character development book. Yeah, so this is, for those of you who can tell, Mavis from Fairy Tail. I think 2019 Fairy Tail ended. Well, at least the anime did. I'm not sure if the manga's finished yet or not, but the anime certainly finished. And Mavis was one of my favourite characters in the book. In the anime. I've just really enjoyed her character. She was full of energy, and I think she was just a great character. And she started off Fairy Tail, so yeah. And then this is a bit of fun. I love doing like little landscapey stuff and things, and I've got some characters in a tree, look like little goblin characters, and we have got another sort of character. I'm still practicing doing hoods, and another character there, and I think, oh yes, the final page which has been redesigned, by the way. This is meant to be a phoenix, but it looks more like a pigeon. or a parrot even. I think, no, it looks more like a parrot that's got a really long sort of tail. But yeah, that is that. So I'm gonna end the video here. I've realised that I've somehow managed to talk on for about 25 minutes. And so what I'm going to do is say, until next time, I will see you later.